What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you all are doing amazing and that you're staying safe and staying sane at the same time. Oh my god, I feel like I'm just scratching and removing all the cobwebs that have been up on my YouTube channel for quite some time now, but I'm super excited to be back. I'm super excited to be a part of you guys and to just create content, which is something that I love to do. So in today's video, we're going to be speaking about ways in which you can stop worrying and start living. I mean, I think in the day and age that we're all living in, there's so much worry in the air, there's so much anxiety, there's so much fear that we're all living with on a day-to-day basis, and I think that's not the kind of way we should live our lives. We've all been created to live wholesome lives, to live lives that will make an impact in the society, in our world at large. And I think when you have so much worry and anxiety, you are not able to live to your maximum potential. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 6 ways in which you and I can live a more wholesome life by kicking worry out of our lives and living our best life fearless and with so much peace. So stay tuned for more of this video. I have a disclaimer. I have been off this YouTube space because I've just been trying to plan out my content and see. My idea is to venture out into doing more of real estate videos, more of videos of travel, and showing you guys exactly how you can be able to travel the world at a budget, with a budget, and to just be able to just see the different architectural beauty we have in our society, in our country, in our region, in the world at large. That's what I've been working on. However, it's not so easy to get partners to partner with for that, so that's why I've been stalling a bit on my content. But I decided, you know what, this can be a space whereby I can inspire in however much I can do it, whether it's through the travel videos, whether it's through this sit down videos where we get to speak about different issues about life and different topics about life. However it is, at the end of the day, the point is there is inspiration and people get to live their best life regardless. So today's video, I've been reading a book by, it's, you know, those old is gold kind of books. It's called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. I think this book was written in the 1940s. However, the information that is packed in this book is relevant even 20 years, 30 years, 500 years from now. I think it's one of those books that you buy, put in your home library, and you can never lose it, because once you lose solid gold. So I remember I have been really the kind of person, I'm the kind of person who worries about literally everything. And I think it stems from my kind of personality. I usually overthink a lot. Like, I overthink. I'm the kind of person who can overthink almost everything, my country people. Like, I really do overthink a lot, and I think it has really been a challenge for me because it stops me from doing so much. It cripples me at times. I get so fearful. I'm not able to do things. I'm not able to reason well. I am just panicking, and I'm not able to pick myself up and just do things. So I decided, you know what, part of my year's reads would be this book, and I saw it on the bookshelf and I was like, this is what I have been looking for all my life, and that's why I got it. So basically, this book is phenomenal. Before I even get to the steps of how you can stop worrying and start living, I think I'd start by telling you, so many times in this book he speaks about how he did research and found out that so many diseases we're having in our lives and in our country and in the world at large are usually psychological diseases. Truth is, they are physical symptoms, however they all originate from our mind, such that you have so much stress about so many things to a point where you actually develop symptoms of diseases that are existent. And it's so interesting to say that he actually had struggled with ulcers, chronic ulcers, for almost 10 years, and he'd been going from doctor to doctor. Every time he goes to a new doctor, nothing really changes. Every time he goes to a doctor, the same story is given, the same medicine is given. He was so addicted. He was so not addicted, he was so dependent on medicine to a point where he couldn't travel anywhere without packing medicine, and he was like a traveling pharmacy because of this thing. And it just, when he got to a certain point in his life, after the 10 years, he decided this is not the way to live life. This is not the way to exist. This is not the way to as in thrive in life. So that's when he decided to deal with his anxieties, he decided to deal with his worry, he decided to deal with his struggles, and from then henceforth he was able to live a more wholesome life. He was able to live a life that is very peaceful, a life that has no worries, a life that has no struggles. And finally he was able to get his cure for ulcers. And after all that struggle, after all those challenges he faced, for all those 10 years, he was not able to live his life well until he actually decided, you know what, this could actually be a mental issue that I'm facing, and I need to get past it. And once his mindset changed, he never had an issue with ulcers anymore. And that's part of the reason why he wrote this book, just to inspire us. You know what, like, we end up limiting our lives so much because of our mind and the things that we think about, and we don't even know that this is happening. And that's the first thing, or the first way in which you can stop worrying and start living is, if you can't change it, if you cannot change the particular situation, if you cannot change a particular challenge, you have to learn how to live with it. And I think we've had this over and over again, but I think it became so apparent for me when I read this book, because so many times we spend so much energy and we spend so much time and so much physical effort to change things that we are sure we cannot change. For example, if you are born very short, as in it's in your genes, there is nothing you can change. You cannot live your whole life trying to complain about how short you are, trying to complain about how you hate your height, trying to complain about your height, because at the end of the day, no matter how much you complain, that will never change. So the things that you're not able to change, you just need to learn how to live with them, and you need to learn how to adapt to them and to just make the most out of every situation. So that's the first thing. I think once you realize this, you will end up spending more energy on things that can actually change and less energy on things that you have no control over. And that way you live a more fulfilled life, and you live a more a less worried and less stressed life. Something that really stood out for me while I was reading this book is that worry has a way of eating into your physical health. And I think I have personally experienced this. There's a time where I was going through so much anxiety and so much worry in my life, to a point where I actually developed some physical symptoms. I would go to the doctors, I would get specialist help, I would go to specialists, and nothing was changing. Now my situation was constantly the same. It was such a frustrating 2 to 3 years of my life, and I was in so much fear, I was in so much worry, until I met a doctor who actually gave me the solution. And they told me, imagine, I think your issue is more in the mind than your physical body. Like, you need to just deal with your baggage, if it's baggage you have, if it's stress about a particular issue that happened in your life, if you have so much bitterness that you're holding in your life, you need to deal with that first, and then the rest of the things will just add on. Like, your body will heal itself. And I think once I learned that, it became so revolutionary. Like, I cannot believe it. Like, that thing just disappeared. I mean, of course, there are times where it would come back and I would get so stressed about the pain and all, but it literally just disappeared and went away. So I think that's the second thing. Worry usually manifests in the physical, and that's when they say stress can cause you so many diseases. It can cause your illness to aggravate and become even worse than it was, and it can be a whole messed up situation. So you need to, anytime you have a thought that is not peaceful, that is not positive, you need to arrest it in the mind first before it can manifest in your body, in your physical body. The third thing I learned is you need to get enough rest. And I think this is very important, especially because, one, the more you are not well rested, the more you're usually very irritable, and the more you worry about so many things. I think also, I'm sure you've experienced this before, like if you've had a night of so much unrest or sleeplessness, the following day you're usually just so helter-skelter everywhere. You're trying to collect your thoughts and it's not working out. There's so much confusion in your life, there's so much panic in your life, and you just start to, like you're not put together. So I think it's very important for each one of us to rest enough. Like, resting is not necessarily sleeping 9 hours a night. You could sleep 9 hours a night, but for 2 hours, you only have deep sleep for 2 hours. Resting is the intentional time that you take away from your busy schedule to just, breathe in and just forget about your worries, and just be in the moment, meditate, think about good things and just rest your body and your mind. It's very important. However, whatever rest means to you, you just need to do a lot of that, because that way you'll operate from a point of rest and not a point of fatigue, which will help you really in reducing your stress levels and in reducing your anxiety. So inevitably you'll become able to you'll be able to worry less. The fourth thing, which I found very interesting, there's a chapter where he speaks about insomnia and how you need to stop worrying about insomnia. And in this topic, he did a research about a certain person who was in the military for a while, who literally never slept he couldn't just sleep, and he went to different doctors, he went to sleep specialists, he went to psychologists just to understand why anytime he even tries to rest, he's unable to rest, he's unable to sleep. It was such a struggle, but he's just said, you know what, insomnia couldn't kill him. This man lived to up to, I think, 80 something years old. He was very healthy. He didn't struggle with body illnesses. And in that particular chapter, Dale Carnegie speaks about how so many times we worry about insomnia, and insomnia itself can never kill anyone. So if you learn how to live with that, if you learn how to live with your insomnia, it would never do anything to you. It means you'll be able to make the most out of every situation and pretty much turn lemons into lemonade. Yeah. So it's basically like saying, for example, don't spend so much time worrying about obesity and you're doing nothing about it. You understand? Because even in the worrying, you're going to make that obesity become an issue that it wasn't even in the first place. So if you have a particular issue, you need to learn how to compartmentalize your mind to deal with those particular issues and solve them. So if it's insomnia, worrying about the insomnia will not help you kick off the insomnia. Probably getting a solution for the insomnia will help you kick off the insomnia. So at the end of the day, it's more of finding a solution for every situation that you have, as opposed to always worrying about it and not finding anything that would help you get past that or to be able to deal with that. So that was point 4. The fifth thing that I have learned from this book is, it's about, thing I've learned is about planning your time and your life. I think when you operate from a place of a plan, it's easier for you to be able to accomplish more, as opposed to going into a field and you have no plan for anything. So this is, for example, he even advises you, like, before you go to bed, plan your next day's to-do list, so that when you're waking up from a point of, your mind is already set, it's already in the game, and it knows exactly what it needs to achieve in that particular day. So start your day with a plan. Like, learn what you want to achieve in that day, learn how you're going to the steps you're going to take in order to achieve that. And eventually, when you work from a plan perspective, it usually helps you to these are the 10 things I need to deal with today, and once I'm done with that, that's it. When you don't have a plan, you get so much anxiety and you start to feel as if you're not doing enough in order to achieve your dreams and your goals. So that's the second thing, that's the fifth thing that really stood out for me in this book. And finally, prioritize, my country people. Priorities. So yeah, this is very attached to the point about planning. So when you prioritize things, you're able to know the things that are of most importance and the things that are of least importance. That way you work from a point of peace, because you will do the things that are like needed ASAP, and you'll do the rest later. So this way you're able to just have a peaceful work schedule, and even in life generally, in terms of your relationships, because at times we also worry about our friends, and am I giving enough time to all my friends, am I giving enough time to my family, am I giving enough time to myself and my relationship. At the end of the day, you need to learn how to prioritize, because when you do that, it will help you to be able to just get rid of all the anxiety that comes with not having a plan, and that comes with not having priorities, because people will begin to bash you, they'll make you feel as if you're not doing enough, and that's not the best place to be at. So there's so much more hidden gems inside in this book, and I think you all should grab a copy of it. It's a very affordable book. I bought it at 500 bob, or $5 at the textbook center. So if you really if you're struggling with worrying and anxiety and you've been looking for a solution for the longest time, I think this book is for you. Just go grab a copy of it. It's a really long book, but it's very, very engaging encouraging and very, very good. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that it's enabled you to learn how to kick worry out of your life and to live a more wholesome life and to just, you know, be the best version of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you. In case you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button right here, share it with your family, share it with your friends, and let's keep growing and just enabling more people to live more peaceful and worry less lives. So till next time, goodbye.